Welcome to the Radicals. This is the video related to ratio by the Radicals online tutorial. The objectives of this video are how to find ratio involving rational numbers, express a given ratio in its simplest form, finding an unknown in the given ratio, and solving real-life problems of ratio. In the first part, we will be discussing the first two objectives. So let's begin. What is a ratio? It's an important question. Well, a ratio is a way of comparing two or more quantities. How do you represent a ratio? If there are 3 blue pens and 2 red pens, so the ratio will be blue ratio red, 3 ratio 2, or blue over red is equals to 3 by 2. Do you think is blue ratio red equals to red ratio blue? Think about it. Obviously not. If you can see, the ratio blue ratio red is showing 3 ratio 2 or 3 by 2 in the form of fraction. So similarly, if we change the ratio into a fraction or the fraction is reversed, it will become red ratio blue will be 2 ratio 3 and 2 by 3, which is entirely different fraction as 3 ratio 2. So the order in which the ratio is expressed is very important. Now let's take one example question. If there are 7 writing books and 9 textbooks in a bag, find the ratio of the number of writing books to the number of textbooks. We will write the number of writing books ratio the number of textbooks. Again, the order in which they have to be written, it's very important. In the question, it's written find the ratio of the number of writing books to the number of textbooks. So we have written the number of writing books at first, then ratio and the number of textbooks. So it is 7 ratio 9. Find the ratio to the number of textbooks to the total books. So the number of textbooks to the number of total books is 9 ratio 16. I hope this example question clearly defines how to write a ratio question. Now, what is an equivalent ratio? A ratio can be mentioned as a fraction as we have discussed earlier. So what is an equivalent fraction? If I ask you to write down equivalent fraction for the below fraction 3 by 2, obviously you should know the equivalent fraction means that the numerator 3 and the denominator 2 must be divided by the same number or maybe multiplied by the same number to get the equivalent fraction. For example, 3 multiplied by 2 over 2 multiplied by 2 is equals to 6 by 4. Or 6 divided by 2 over 4 divided by 2 is equals to 3 by 2. Similarly, there can be equivalent ratios. Example, if we have to make 500 grams of cookies, the ratio of flour is to sugar is 2 cups, ratio 1 cups. So what is the ratio of flour and sugar for 1 kg of cookies? We know that for 500 grams, the ratio was 2 ratio over 1. So for 1 kg, the quantity must be doubled, or we will multiply both the numerator and the denominator or the ratio with the number 2. So we will double it. 2 2s are 4. 1 multiplied by 2 is 2. So the ratio is 4 is to 2. So this ratio is an equivalent ratio of 2 ratio 1 is 4 ratio 2. I hope it's understood. Ratio in simplest form. A ratio can be written in the simplest form, A ratio B, when there are no common factors. In other words, if the ratio is mentioned as a fraction, the smallest equivalent fraction is the ratio in its simplest form. For example, question is to mention the below ratio in the simplest form. If we see that 300 grams ratio 1.2 kg, they both are in different units. So to express the ratio in simplest form, it is very important to change it first into the same unit. Both of them would be converted into the same unit as 300 grams ratio 1200 grams. We convert kilograms into grams by multiplying it with 1000. And finally, if we cut down 2 zeros, we will get 3 ratio 2. And if we divide 3 ratio 12 by the number 3, we get 1 ratio 4, which is the ratio in the simplest form. I hope you have enjoyed this video of ratio part 1. We will be discussing the next two objectives in the coming video. Thank you for watching my video. Do not forget to subscribe my channel.